If you haven't checked out this show called The Deep State, it has 2 seasons in it. I suggest you check it out. The 3rd season is there's no confirmation yet. I don't know if they're gonna do it. If they're not, they should continue the story because it's good. But the storyline follows the journey of a retired on-field agent for MI6 who is recruited back into the field. And what happens is this show exposes, you know what I'm saying? It not only exposes the CIA, but it also exposes corporations as well. Now, this show has a storyline, a good one. It got a good storyline, but this show literally puts the truth in your face. This video is for entertainment purposes only. And as I'm speaking to you, there's a loud TV, there's a honk, everything is just all noisy now, but it was very quiet. And this show exposes how CIA will turn on their own agents and even go after their own families. This show exposes how CIA will also set up agents in their own field, meaning they will tell certain soldiers, agents, to get a honking on cue. Meaning, these CIA agents will tell certain soldiers, agents, about a fake mission, a fake operation, a mission that never existed, a mission where they send in their own recruits for this mission, and they know that those agents are not coming back. Pretty much a suicide mission. Well, excuse me, unalive mission. An unalive mission. And these agents are listening to this briefing in this room. And they're listening to what their mission is, their objective, what they gotta do. And you know what I'm saying? They're in this briefing room and they showing them little, TVs, places, the mission. Mind you, the briefing, the whole entire thing is a lie. The people speaking, giving this briefing, some of them in there, set it up. And those poor soldiers that's listening to this, mission getting ready to get sent out, those people in that briefing room that's also talking about this fake mission and giving them a fake mission, fake objective, they know they're not coming back. The guys, that they're not coming back. They sending them out there. So yeah, the show, that's what happens in the show, but it exposes. And then the crazy thing about it is, right? They're giving them all this intel. These people have no clue that they're going out there to their death. Now, this is where it gets interesting. As the agents approach the location, they are then murdered and killed. And the people who killed them were also agents too. Yeah, agents. The agents were the agents of their own, from their own company, own department, that was sent to kill their own agents, but they didn't do it on American soil. They didn't do it in America. They did it out in a different country, so that when the story goes to the news, it can look like there was a shootout and Americans got killed in a different country to create and start a war. Meanwhile, the media is presenting this BS story. But the truth was, and is, part of the show speaking, is that those soldiers were sent on that mission. As those soldiers went to that location, people who gave that same briefing to those soldiers, they brought in the ones who killed them. They brought in that different group, giving them the same intel. A different group telling them about another mission. The same mission, but telling them about that location. Mhm. Now you got this group of soldiers who heard about their objective, get sent out. Here's a briefing of about this new group that they send in of their own soldiers, telling them the same intel and telling them to be careful out there. And then when both parties go out there not knowing, you got American soldiers, American soldiers. These soldiers have no idea that they were not even supposed to come back. Somebody was going to kill somebody. Planned by the same people in their department who gave the briefing on that mission, which was a lie. So they say, hey, here's your objective, here's this intel. Now they tell the same group, here's your objective, here's your intel. This is what you got to do when you go to this place. Be careful. Now when the place happens and the mission happens, you got these soldiers and these soldiers, they go into the spot. Now they see each other. Panic, panic, guns is blazing. Ambush. Now they screaming at one another, talking to their team, and they fighting. And you hear this all. See? Now they fighting one another, killing each other. Which was sent by the same people who gave them both a briefing. But they didn't do it on American soil. They put it in another country. That's what happens in the show. But again, you think they don't put the truth out there? It exposes a lot. This show exposes a lot about the government, the CIA. It exposes a lot of things. And then it shows when those people get killed on this mission, this fake orchestrated mission, it shows you how the news in that country, and then put the news from that country to media, to social media, to the news that comes to America about that story. And then they show the dead soldiers, American soldiers, dying in another country that was sent and set up by both agents of American soldiers, sent them on this secret mission that they made them fly in secretly to this country, to this secluded spot, to now make it look like Americans got killed by whoever's in charge in that country, government, their soldiers, to create and start a war. But it was both American soldiers. One team didn't make it, one team did. Interesting, right? To think about, to think outside the box. But you see how the TV, the show presents it that way, but you think that don't happen in real life too? You think that don't happen in real life? It's crazy how those soldiers killed their own on a BS mission created by those that they trusted, who sent both parties out to their mission knowing what was going to happen, but those soldiers had no clue. And those sending their own out to kill each other had to do it in another country so that it can look like Americans were murdered by soldiers in that country. All to start and create a war. Think about that. That kind of reminds you, right? About January 6th. You know, the riot that took place in the Capitol, the orchestrated stage event. We can't even call it a riot. You can't. But what happened? When you see that show, how I broke it down like that, but how the show presents it, and then when you think about that, then when you reflect and think about what happened on January 6th, a day that it was all staged and orchestrated. It wasn't real. It was all staged. That makes you think. That whole event was staged and created. It was all agents on that day. Not one outsider. It was all agents. There was not one pedestrian. There was not an innocent bystander, a person. It was all agents that was in that Capitol on January. It was all from the inside. It wasn't from the outside. It was all from the inside. The whole thing was fake. The whole thing was staged. It was all agents. And because of that stage and fake orchestrated event that created that illegal COINTELPRO, then that fake terrorist watch list, throwing random innocent names on that list to have innocents illegally stalked, illegally surveilled, and harassed, all because of a stage orchestrated event that took place on January 6th that was created. Right, Nancy Pelosi, Biden, government, And I'm not saying not everybody, because again, you got good, you got dark. Because this show as well also talks and shows you the good agents versus bad agents. There is good and there is dark. But it makes you think as how far they will go to create something just to mess the people up, the innocent people in this world. And because of that stage event on January 6th, there's a fake terrorist watch list, innocent random names, to make that event look like, oh my God, there is people going crazy out here that they're gonna break into the Capitol. We have to find these people. Meanwhile, it was planned and set up. All agents undercover, looking like civilians, dressed as civilians too, where even they were agents appearing as civilians. And then, of course, those who love to wear the mask and hide their faces, those are agents that love to hide their face with masks. Come on. But think about it. That's the reason why people's being illegally quarantined, right? Gang stalking. Besides spiritually monitoring spirits, of course. But a fake terrorist watch list. You threw random names on there. Innocent people's names. And it's been proven. People even said it themselves, like Sonia Labasco, right? That people who flew in that had nothing to do on that day, they were put on a terrorist watch list, who flew into D.C. on that day, had nothing to do or was not even near the Capitol. They got placed on a terrorist watch list. All because of a stage event. So what I just said now, what you see in the show, think about January 6th, that stage event, how far they went to throw innocent names on a fake terrorist watch list. That watch list, that blacklist, that's not legit. There's a lot of innocent names on there. A lot. And it's randomly, just throwing random names from all over and this is all over the world. That's happening. It's illegal going to pro. Where even the police and cops, they do it. They know all about that. Because you see them participate, monitoring. You saw a cat. Right, Cash Patel? That little ear tug you did? The famous thing that you see that they do right here to the little, that's why I told y'all. If y'all follow me, how they code one of that's spirits, demons too, when they snaring and you heard a horn on QC? Those are spirits, but they gotta speak in code too. And what they do, they all do it. People you know, don't know. You're gonna see it in church, you're gonna see it in your job, you're gonna see, because you're spiritual, spirits. But again, the world's a stage, monitoring spirits, right? Ephesians 6:12 tells you too, right? This battle's not against flesh and blood, not against a human opponent. It's what you don't see. But of course, this world is a stage. A lot of actors and actresses. Actors, actresses. Actors. A stage. A lot of events. Even disasters. Big ones. Created. And they could, by as deep as it goes, they created by your own. See? So if this show exposes how they sent both agents from American and the inside on a fake mission, and they made them kill each other, put it on a different country to cause a war, to make it look like somebody from over there killed Americans on their soil, on their land. What makes you think that's not happening now too, to make it look a certain way, right? See? Think. And then January 6th, all staged, and look at the innocent people out here that's going through this illegal quarantine pro, being thrown on a terrorist watch list, being stalked by people out here, a fake blacklist, a fake alleged crime, fake files on people. Like, come on, man. See what's happening? Huh? I'm telling you. So that show exposes how that show literally exposes how they stage events too, and use their own to create it, man. And it also shows how they set up their own agents as well, set them up too. This show exposes us, of course, blackmails as well. Blackmail, even how the president gets blackmailed in the show. It shows you how that president gets blackmailed. From when all of a sudden you see how there's a certain speech, to when all of a sudden people's wondering, you was this way, now why are you this way? Blackmail. There's something. That show exposes that. That show exposes how they force retirement, how they force somebody out of retirement through a blackmail because they didn't do something, and how they try to set them up even with a lie, to go as far. The blackmail is a lie, but they could create something with AI now and deepfake. They can have a video of somebody saying something and they never did, right? You know what I'm saying? See how AI and deepfake, I told you, is dangerous? This show shows all of that, man. But it's a good show with a good story, man. But again, TV and movies, they put the truth in your face. So this shows you exactly like the dark truth and how the CIA plays the game dirty, setting up their own, creating fake events. Then they also show how good agents find out something about certain agents in their department with an operation, and then they go as far as to how they try to get that person. You know what I'm saying? Or how far they will go so certain tapes or something won't leak where they don't want to come out. Just like what you're seeing now, Epstein files and stuff. This show shows you how far they will go for they don't want certain tapes to come out, how far they will go to blackmail somebody, lie on that person, try to mess with it shows you everything. This show exposes even how they murder agents without using guns, but with a needle. A needle. Yeah, you could kill someone with a needle. Let's just say, spoiler on the show, one of the agents that was part of that mission figured out that he was set up and that whole mission was fake. One of the agents. So he became a whistleblower. Or he was about to become one because of what he knew and found out. And what happened? My man's went out for a jog, and someone came up behind him, pretending to jog as well, and did a smooth and jigged him in the back with a needle, and just kept jogging away. And your man's what he did? He kept running. The guy who jigged him kept running, and what happened? The man stopped and went by a tree and started grabbing his chest. Got jigged by a needle. See? And then all of a sudden, died from a heart attack. And this video is for entertainment purposes only. But yeah, you can do stuff with needles. You don't need a gun or a knife. I mean, you can even give someone diseases or AIDS with a needle. I mean, let's go back to Suge Knight and what Suge Knight said. Because I can't say allegedly, because if you go on YouTube or wherever you want to find it, literally, what he says, what I'm going to tell you, literally comes out of his mouth. It's something that you be like, oh, I didn't see. And this video came out 10 years ago, before AI and deepfake. How everybody, when they see a post of it, AI. No, certain videos was way before AI and this deepfake. And what came out of his mouth was, he said it himself out of his mouth. Doesn't have to admit it, but it's what he said. And he said technology is so high, so if you shoot somebody, you go to jail forever. And you don't want to go to jail forever. So they got this new thing out there. People sell them all the time. They got the stuff they get blood from somebody with AIDS, and they shoot you with it. That's a slow death. The Eazy-E thing. You know what I mean? That's what came out of his mouth. The Eazy-E thing. It came out of his mouth. So it makes you think about, Eazy-E's situation and story too, right? Again, this video is for entertainment purposes. But again, what he said, it came out of his mouth. This was 10 years ago. But you see, even this show exposes needles as weapons. Needles. And this show exposes when an agent starts going down rabbit holes. This show shows when agents start asking questions. When a person begins to ask questions or start looking at things where they be like, you sure you want to start looking this way? Or you sure you want to start asking these kind of questions? Or even asking those kind of questions alone will put a look, an alert on you. You know what I'm saying? So this show exposes when certain agents start questioning things. Start questioning. So this show exposes how, like, this show exposes how far the CIA, the government, would go by getting that person fired. This show exposes how they pay off fake witnesses to lie on a person to put them in a jam. You know, like what happened with the Tate brothers, Andrew Tate, like not only with them, but in general. With somebody when all of a sudden women start coming out and start saying, oh, I was R-word this, or people just now start coming out of nowhere years later, or all of a sudden there's something. Now there's something about a certain somebody, and now everybody's now starting to talk. Some people don't even want to show their face, fake profiles, fake life. This show exposes how far CIA and government will go on certain people who's asking questions, starting to show things, reveal things, and start speaking up. They show you how they will pay witnesses, people, to start that smear campaign on a person and lie on stands because they were paid off, and it's all lies. Just like the video I just put up with Nancy Pelosi exposing how the smear campaign works and how they sell it to the media. The smear campaign. Nancy, it came out of her mouth too. How they create a smear, a lie, and they sell it to the news. Now that goes to show you about the media, how they love it and taking every lie and spread it. This show exposes it. Oh, it's deep. I'm patiently waiting for season 3. If they do what I hope they do, because the story is very good. But the show is deep. This show is deep. It's deep, man. I'm telling you, this show exposes how they lie on people, how they try to mess with people's incomes and jobs as a threat first. How they try to mess with somebody's job, or they try to put something on this person to make them be like, hey, do you still want to go down that route? Do you still want to do that? And then it shows when a person apologizes or does something where that magically goes away. But it shows you how they threaten first and then take it away. See? It shows you how deep and how far they will go. Because people are asking certain questions or trying to whistleblow. They just show you everything. Then it also shows the gang stalking, illegal counterpart. They show you how people get gang stalked out here. But it's from agents with agents to CIA with CIA. The good ones and the bad. But it shows you how they do it. It exposes it all. And what I found interesting was what one of the female agents said on the show. She was like, the system is cracking and it's all falling apart. Makes you think about this great awakening and a lot of unplugging and how social media is doing what it's doing and what you're seeing, all the stuff now, how the world's waking up. The fact that she said that on the show made me look at it and go, what? She literally said, the system is cracking, it's all falling apart. The Matrix is glitching. The Matrix is glitching. You see it out here, the NPCs, the bot people. You just see everything, the glitch, the illusion, the theatrics, the characters, the stage events. Some are human, not human. You shapeshift. You see through it all. The illusion. Check out that show if you get a chance, man. The Deep State. This show. 2 seasons, 8 episodes, so it's like 16 in total. But those 8 episodes, those 2 seasons, the story, you get drawn into it. But at the same time, you just look at it and go, man, they just put they really exposing it like that. This shows they doing it like that. They exposing it like that. Yeah. Check it out.